Are monsters good at math? Not unless you count Dracula. Why are obtuse angles always so sad? Because they're never right. Womp womp. Okay, enough of that. So today we're going to briefly review interior and exterior alternating angles and then quickly touch on corresponding. So yesterday we talked about when angles are alternating, it's every other angle, right? So that's alternating, alternating, and alternating. And when they are exterior, they're on the outsides of the parallel lines. So angles 1 and 8 are alternating exterior angles. And when they're interior, they're between the parallel lines. So angles 4 and 5 are alternating interior angles. But what does that leave angles 1 and 5 or 4 and 8 to be? And that's where we learn about corresponding angles. All 4 of these angles are congruent. They all have the exact same measurement. They're all 4 acute. If angle 1 measured at, let's say, 68 degrees, then so would angle 4, 5, and 8. And I wouldn't have to do the supplementary math to figure out what angle 2 is, then to determine what angle 4 is, because I know that 1 and 4 are vertical angles, 5 and 8 are vertical angles, 4 and 5 are alternate interior, 1 and 8 are alternate exterior, 1 and 5 are corresponding, 4 and 8 are corresponding. And you will need this kind of thinking when you go to geometry, because you will need to do what's called geometric proofs. I believe they still do these, where you have to prove that a certain angle has a certain measurement. And you can do that because you know for sure that by law of vertical angles, 1 and 4 are congruent, 1 and 5 are congruent, 1 and 8 are congruent. Why? Because 1 and 4 are vertical angles, 1 and 5 are corresponding angles, and 1 and 8 are alternate exterior angles. So remember, I know our brains are learning new information. It's a little bit of vocabulary overload, but we will keep working with these till they get comfortable. Let's look at the other pair of congruent angles. So if 1, 4, 5, and 8 are congruent, what other angles are congruent to each other? That would be 2, 3, 6, and 7. What is the relationship between angles 2 and 3? They are vertical angles. What is the relationship between angles 2 and 7? They are alternate exterior angles. They're both on the green side, so on the outsides of the parallel lines. How about angles 2 and 6? They're both north of the parallel line. They're both on the same side of the transversal. They are corresponding angles. If 2 and 6 are corresponding angles, what are the other pair of corresponding angles? Angles 3 and 7. So that's all for today. I just wanted to add in that one more piece. I didn't want to dump that new information on you yesterday. You were already learning enough. But today we're just throwing in the concept of corresponding angles. It's another way to prove congruency, which means the same measurement. All right, good luck with today's activity. Let me know if you have any questions.